Hello and welcome. This is Local Vibes. Again, I'm always so excited to be here, and I'm super excited for our next guest. It is EssJay TheAfrocentricRatchet. You might know EssJay from her Yodi EP or what came after, whether it was Yodi Fest, Yodi Palooza, or Yodi Again. I personally know EssJay for being on Local Vibes, on the Instagram live format of Local Vibes back around this time last year. And this one's very special, and I'm super excited to kick it off. This is Local Vibes presented by the Vanguard. Now performing songs from her upcoming album, please welcome EssJay TheAfrocentricRatchet.
Think you the one? Maybe. I don't know though. Look, make me sing like a meadowlark. Flower for you, darling, what's the petals for? Sleep is for the dead, ain't that what heaven's for? Unconditional's the only kind of love I settle for. In the way you loving me, orgasming like several times. Keep going, there'll be several more. You knocking on heaven's door. I hear hearts see lights and shit, flashing back my life and shit. Mother that I never had, father that I've never known. You teaching me things I wasn't aware that I should have known. Sticking off them hard talks without ever pitching stones. You loving them different tones, vibrate at them different heights. Flow switch up real different like, and you so present. The effect of your effort is truly out of my element, but I'll get used to it. If you keep doing this, you keep pursuing this. Gonna ride you wavy like Hawaii, got them hula hips. Did all them others at our wedding read them eulogies? Or am I just too far ahead? I do be doing too much. Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it may be when you're receiving this love and energy through your screen. So proud to be here with the Vanguard family, Radio K, really putting on. We're gonna start this off real smooth, like this. We spiral out of control, we falling up out our clothes. You biting it, turn me on, like you didn't want it more. Grab the print through your pants, you ripe and finna explode. Busting up out the seams, I feel you and won't ignore all your deepest desires. Promise cookie is fire, I'ma remind you butterfly, how you float in Mariah. Throw it back, throwing signs up, bang into the sunrise. Baby, I'm not a Pisces, swim good when water rising. Islands, damn, you and me alone, flying high wireless. Hands free, damn deep, baby, we diving. Oh Lord, hollering so loud, neighbors think we dying. You can eat it every day on a meat diet. Think we suited, babe, like we a match. Sweeter than what I imagined. So water taffy, you could be my daughter's family, old and happy, wise and great. Stay the night, let's rise and bake. Honestly, I'd rather not sleep alone tonight. So this song is really about the interaction after that first date, when you really vibe and connect with somebody. You know, usually you send them home after the good loving, but not this time. Need them to stay. And why's that? Wake up and do it again. Who we kidding? We were never better as friends, yeah. Just put it in. Aw, damn, I've come again, yeah. You in my body like you never want this to end. You praise this cookie like you was her biggest fan. Damn, what is we doing? Oh, is it cool that we screwing? Is it the stress of the struggle? Got us caught in this movement, love making unbridled passion, intimate, lost in orgasms. Sure how we're reacting before, sure glad that it happened. Yeah. Don't say it till you mean it, till you're sure I'm everything you need and you want, yes. Cause you got me where you want me, yeah. Said it's all yours, all yours, all yours. And do.
That was EssJay TheAfrocentricRatchet, everyone. You just heard Song of the Earth and Butters. Those are two songs that are going to be coming off of her next album coming in the fall. I'm super excited to just kind of pick EssJay's brain about what she's been working on, and especially anything I can find out about this album. So EssJay, please come to the stage. Super excited. And yep. Enough said there. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Like I said before, this one means a lot because I feel like you've been a Vanguard fan favorite for a while, and it's just super exciting for you to be here. And because of that, it's only right that I bring a couple gifts for you. So that's kind of how we're gonna start this. And these are two albums that you kind of talked about in your Instagram live, or just artists in general. So I just felt like these would be the ones to go for.
Let me screaming on the mic like that. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
This raised me. This breastfed me. I was born to this album. This is amazing. Okay, look at you.
I knew it was kind of like it's really been Nicki, but then I know you kind of said before Nicki it was Lil' Kim.
The standard. Yeah, like my mom was a super huge Kim fan. Like I was an 8-year-old little girl, like rapping these lyrics explicitly as they were. And like this was like my first introduction to seeing a woman like do this and do it so boldly and like unapologetically and sexy and just gangster. Like I just loved everything about her. And you know, I think it prefaced my love for Nicki. Like Kim primed me in my ears and my taste to be open to a female rapper such as Nicki. And when I was probably like 15 when I first heard Nicki, when I first heard this.
Yeah, it's very vivid, like Itty Bitty Piggy, right? You remember
Itty
the first
Bitty
time?
Piggy is, but no, the first song I ever heard off of this is called Kill the DJ.
Okay.
And I had ditched school with my best friend, and we went to like go kick it at her house with some boys or something. And we're driving like to the suburbs of Chicago, and she's playing something, and the first thing I heard was like, "You gonna kill the DJ?" You know, pull it. Like I was like, "What is this? I've never heard this. Who is this?" And she told me, and then she just played me the whole project, and I was like, "Yo, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I've never heard anything like this since."
Right, and that's really cool that Lil' Kim kind of opened your ears up to be so opening to Nicki too, and to embrace all that too. And it sounds like those two artists, in terms of you're not trying to replicate what they're doing, but you kind of reflect their determination. I should
Absolutely.
say.
Yeah, I feel like when you learn the backstory of Lil' Kim, like how she came up, she was a regular girl, and you know she kind of just stumbled into this and she shaped herself into this huge superstar and just never sold herself short on who she wanted to be. And like Nicki, growing up listening to Nicki, I wasn't super confident in my creative talent when I was a teenager. Like I didn't grow up in an environment where people were super like, hey, follow your dreams, you can do anything. So when I first heard Nicki, I was like, wow, could I do that? Nah. And so for years, she just was that like, that palette that I could always go back to that kept my heart kind of tied to hip hop from a distance, especially female hip hop, and I didn't know what it was that I was going to turn into. But you know, over time, they really just shaped my love for the craft itself. Like they're both writers, lyricists. They hang with the boys. There's nothing that they can't do. There are no gender limitations, you know. And that is what I pull from them. That's what I draw from them. The love of the craft, the love of the lyricism. And yeah, this is me. This is why I'm sitting here right now, for real.
And it really feels like when we put it on a timeline like that, it feels like the natural progression will be Lil' Kim, Nicki Minaj, EssJay TheAfrocentricRatchet.
I say it all the time, like I'm her predecessor. She ran the game for 10 years. I'm her predecessor. She just don't know it yet. I don't know which camera. I'm coming for you, baby. Yes.
Love it. And so when we talk about EssJay TheAfrocentricRatchet, I don't want to focus on this a lot, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Yodi and just kind of that as like a song that turned into an album that kind of turned into a mindset. Is that fair to say?
I think so. A movement at the least.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because so many people don't know that it's Yodi. They think it's Yachty, which is funny, or what it even stands for. So I think it's always a great thing to touch on. It stands for You Outdid Yourself. And, you know, initially it wasn't even about me. The fact that my producer made the beat, I was like, this crazy boy, you outdid yourself.
Quit.
exactly, Quay. And he made that beat and he named it Yodi. And it wasn't tied to me at that point where I felt like this was my thing. But by the time that it shaped itself into the EP, it really felt like, damn, this could be a thing. I could really push this little saying. This could be my YOLO. And it wasn't, but it's still like a thing that has always been like my own personal mantra now. And when it turned into like the events and the shows, it's really just been me leveling up and growing and hitting new markers for myself, setting new bars and standards for myself, and always just jumping over them things. Them hurdles is getting hurdled over, you feel me? So it's just been a really fun journey, and without Yodi, I don't know exactly where I would be right now, because it really gave me the confidence to say, hey, I could put a project together. I'm serious about this, and it really means something. Yeah. And I've always loved the love that I got for it, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, speaking of reaching your goals and really exceeding them, I'm super curious just what you've been working on and how that mindset has come in. Because when I think of you, I do think of someone who's very, very meticulous and just very meticulous in terms of what they are going to drop, and very strategic in what they're going to drop and when they're going to drop. So tell me what your thought process is in terms of your music coming up and how that's been coming.
I've always been a person who believes in, I'd rather make no impression than a bad impression, right? I feel like once you leave a sour taste in someone's mouth, or that little funky smell on their finger kind of, you can never get rid of that. They're going to always kind of remember that. It always sticks with them. So me, before I just rattle out project after project, EP after EP, video after video, I needed to be at a certain level of quality, a certain level of appeasement and affirmation for my own vision, for my process. And I cannot limit myself to the demands of the external world, where people feel like they have to put out songs every single day or drop. But then like you drop those songs and they kind of just blow away in the wind like tumbleweeds. And I don't make tumbleweeds, baby. I make birches and sequoias and whatnot. We rooted, we stand, and we're grounded. So I just been taking my sweet, slow time. The production process has been just very magical. My entire sound has changed. I talk about it all the time. Yodi it's like my weird little awkward baby that people are like, oh, that baby's so cute. And I'm like, she got nice shoes, like she cute, but I'm like, I have this full developed person that is the album that is shaping now. And it's got legs and arms and feet and teeth and a brain of its own. So it's really just a living thing that I've been birthing consistently over the last 3 years.
Elements of vulnerability that we maybe have not seen before too, right?
Because I don't do that, but we're going to do it this time.
And what's the inspiration behind finally kind of doing that?
So I'll say the working name for the album currently is,
I was going to ask that.
Is a masterpiece. So for me, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? I feel the same thing with music, right? Your music can be heard by millions of people, but it's only going to resonate in a certain kind of way with certain kinds of people. I want the people who hear my album to feel like they have a piece of me, like they know me, like they're connected to me through that music. Yeah, it's going to be some bops, it's going to be some fun, but this is the most vulnerable and open I have been. This is the most just diverse. Like I grew up listening to so much different stuff, and I wanted to make music that reflected that. I didn't want to get caught in this ratchet lane where people like, oh, EssJay makes all the turn up stuff. EssJay's the Minneapolis Megan, I didn't want that. So like the album is really a reflection of the plethora of sounds and capabilities and styles that I have. And yeah, it's just been really fun making it. It's cute. Like she's just so cute. And I don't know, my producers have really put their foot in it. Ben Yoshihara, Zach Khan, Quay, like they just never let up on the production. It's sonically, it's so cohesive, and it's just so pretty. It's just really pretty. Okay,
so speaking on cohesive, because I remember during the Instagram Live talk, you said there was like maybe 30-ish tracks that you were trying to whittle down. Is it really? Okay, so is it, have you whittled it down at all, or is it still 50 tracks and you're still trying to decide there?
It's still 50 tracks.
So those 50 tracks are all cohesive though, still. That's pretty impressive.
And I think because we made it in that time capsule, right? So I've been working on it since early 2020, late 2019, pretty much, until now. So we've all grown together and expanded, learned new skills, pushed new buttons, type of thing. So you can hear the growth through the songs. You can hear the production get better. You can hear the lyricism get better. You can hear the sing-songy stuff get better. We're just growing and growing. So like the album is literally like a sonic reflection of everything I've become over the last 3 years. So now we ain't whittled nothing down yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm
yeah.
like, man, all this
Yep.
is it's so good. It's so
Yeah,
good. I'm really
yeah.
a person who needs to see things in completion. I can't visualize something in totality from the beginning. I have to see it when it's done.
Yeah.
So until they mix all my songs,
Yeah, okay.
I can't whittle.
Gotcha.
So y'all tell them to get to mixing.
Fair. And in terms of like whittling it down, I think we did talk about like maybe a focus group. Is that still in discussion for
Yes.
doing that?
Yes. I feel like I still want to do it, but I think in the last maybe year, I've gotten super, super comfortable in like how I feel about my music.
Very cool. Very cool.
I've always been very like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm worse. I'm even worse now. I'm like so confident in my skill and my ability that I really don't care what other people think. But I know that that's where you can start to tiptoe on the line of like ego and getting too cocky.
Yeah.
So I still want the input, but it's probably more focused than before. It was more of a general thought before, but now it's like I need only like developed ears in that session for sure.
Very cool. Well, it's cool to see the confidence in your music overall, even from the last time we talked. And the last time we talked as well, do you still consider this album throwing your hat in the ring? Do you still kind of use that expression with it, or is it, are you in a completely different mindset?
I think it's weird because it's like even more so that now.
Okay.
With all the bigger opportunities that are coming into play, like, Afropunk and opening for Saucy Santana, like really getting into the field of the big leagues. I feel like I'm like a rookie in the big game now, and where last year I feel like I was still trying to get my footing here. I feel like in a way I'm kind of a household name to a certain extent to people here. Yeah. And now it's more so about like, just doing whatever I want. In a sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So these great opportunities are coming. Do you ever think you're like, oh, I need this project to back me, or are you not necessarily worried about that and you're not going to, again, rush anything? You know what I mean?
It's different now because we are playing a little bit more in the big leagues.
Sure.
Now it's more so about making strategic and smart moves, intelligent relationships, and just growing in that kind of way. I feel like instead of it being like this project has to back the things are backing the project. I'm putting myself out there, putting that face out there, getting myself more familiar, getting bigger than, just even in the cities or the state. So by the end of the summer, I really feel like my audience is going to be so much wider, so much broader. And when I drop the album, I'm dropping a mixtape this summer too. We dropped a mixtape this summer. When I drop the album in the fall, it'll be like really like, hey, you see what I could do? Well, look at this. This is a whole new set of tricks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I want to just dissect that a little bit in terms of, because the moment my ears perked when you said mixtape, because I don't know if that means, the one with JG Dope, the one with Desi Raw, the one with Ricky Monique. Anything you can say in terms of those? Because I know those have been floating for a while.
Those have been floating, and I can't lie, they still float.
Sure.
They still
hey,
float.
Name of the game.
The creative process is such a process. And I think when it's more than one artist, you have to really be prepared to go through different ebbs and flows in your space. And so the mixtape is me.
Oh, awesome.
On me.
Awesome.
On me.
Awesome.
It's really going to be like for the ratchets, for the summertime. Like really coming alive for the summer. Starting to put out my first visuals. Like
amazing.
Really
That would
getting
be very
out there.
exciting.
Yes, I'm super excited about it. And it's just like for the fun of it. Like, I'm doing like more club hostings and stuff. So I'm like making my introduction into that scene. That's a different world than like all this artsy fartsies over here. They're living a whole different life, but it's an audience for sure. So like this summer I'm really focused on like building my relationships and building my brand in that particular spectrum, so that by fall when I'm getting ready to drop the album, people are gonna be like, oh my God, what's next? And then you're gonna click it, and it's not gonna sound anything like anything you've ever heard before.
Oh, that's very cool. And like you've been like consistent with wanting to show your dichotomy in your music too. So that's very exciting to see.
It's the brand, baby.
And I want to ask like one last question overall. If you could just describe your album in a couple words. Is that a tough question to ask?
No, a masterpiece.
A masterpiece. That's all that needs to be said. What does a masterpiece mean to you? What does that look like to you?
It's my own vision of perfection. So it's not necessarily what people think is perfection.
Sure.
It is the most pure, honest. Like half the album's about like a pointless crush I had. Like I never get that vulnerable with anything. So like the masterpiece in it is just the art is pure, it's true, it's organic, it's real, it's real love in the process. So it's just a masterpiece of me showing you, look, I could paint. And I paint good, and I could paint all types of pictures. We paint in oil, we got the acrylic, we can do it in everything. So it's really just showing a different medium, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited for all that to come down the road. I'll just end with, is there any words of wisdom, anything you want to leave us off with today?
Words of wisdom. I'll be saying stuff that's wise.
Yeah.
Stay true. If your principles are your principles, you never should step outside of that. And no amount of accolade or clout or money should be able to move you from what you believe in. And if you ever see me doing something, I'm 10 toes. That's that, baby.
EssJay, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the masterpieces that are going to come in the future, and
Sure.
I'm looking forward to all that, and I'm also looking forward to you getting into this last song, Pluto, Pluto. Yes. And if you're feeling ready, we can get up and we can head out and go do that. Awesome.
Let's get to it. Let me get my merch.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it's all with you. So like I said, we're about to hear EssJay perform Pluto, Pluto for us. I'm super excited, and thank you guys for being here. This is Local Vibes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All hail a little ratchet chick from the west. Vicious in the dress, body aiming at your chest. She's too much, yeah, she just too extra. If you gotta say it, better say she's next up. Pick up your face, shorty, your jaw's on the floor. Your fella, he stuck, guessing he seen what he want. He looking and shook up, he poking out of the shorts. You met him a flaunt, baby, I do what I want. Ain't another messy like me, my demeanor. Leave him sort of with the cleaner, shitty with the Kleenex, point me with the leave out, rough around the edges like a 4C on a leave out. Bet you couldn't foresee I would end up where I be at. Rose from the lava, tell me where you ever seen that. Shatter expectations like Shakari, where the weed at. Tripping on me, I need an evac, please stat. My niggas never play no game, put a thing to a brain if a fella don't come right. No way we could ever run away from a chance to display how the gun make him tongue tied. No shade, I'm the realest chick I know, and you hear it in the flow, and the true side don't hide. No surf, but I'm always on the wave, can't keep me off a block, I hey, hey, pretty like a poster, post up in a soda. Shorty gon' pop, cause she know there's no one colder. Never had a lot, never ever felt defeated. If I ever had a reason to keep going, this would be it. I've been on my grind, no skateboard P, but this track sounding like it be a Neptune's beat. But it's Zachariah Khan that made this heat. I ain't even had to sweat them, said it felt like me. They was sweated, I was gone for a minute, wouldn't call it a comeback. Was wrapping up the vision, asking for permission, not forgiveness, and nowadays I done switched it in. Up the only way I'm f***ing coming is y'all shitting me. Homies hitting lines, trying to get in free. One day I'ma have you, but right now I need every single dollar in advance, cause a nigga got a chance and I can't miss my time. And you gotta understand that I never had a chance. I was brought up in the land of gunfire, but I know that when the fan and the shit link up, it's love. Before, never had the time to count on my blessings, living lessons, blinding me from all that glows. Now that I see that I know, cloudy days will surely grow. Love is the lesson, living's the blessing.